Many thanks, Mia Ogidi. Indeed, the battle is in the ballot. And of course, joining us now to talk more on the political parties seeking registration, we have the legal advisor, IPAC, Agu Okwukwe. Many thanks for joining us.
Agu Okwukwe Obed.
All right. Now, INEC deregistered about 74 political parties in 2020, and now over 110 political parties have indicated interest to be registered by INEC. What criteria must they meet before they are registered?
Well, thank you for having me in here, and thank you, Nigerians. It's very obvious that according to what the chairman of INEC just stated, that they will give fair playing ground to all political associations that aspires to register as political parties in Nigeria. And they are playing by the rules according to section 222 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, as well as section 75 to 76 downwards of the Extant Electoral Act 2022, provided for the guidelines and also the political parties' guidelines for registration of political parties. First and foremost, for an applicant to be registered as a political party, such an association, ab initio, should apply to INEC by a letter of intent. That letter of intent should be attached with the proposed logo of that association, the proposed symbol of that association. Then INEC will now look at, and definitely that would be 12 months before the general election. That is when the letter of intent should be sent to INEC. Thereafter, within 90 months, INEC should give a provisional approval to that association. And then in that association, by that provisional approval, it will state that the logo which has been presented by that association, the symbol and the acronym of that association is not being used by any other existing political party, as it were.
Now, looking at the number of political, associations seeking registration, how sure are you that these political parties, if registered, will not be deregistered along the line?
Well, it's not for anybody to say whether they will be deregistered or not. There are also criteria, according to the Constitution, by Section 225, Sub A of the 4th alteration of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, procedures for the registration of political parties. So if an association was able or is able to be registered, and then after being registered as a political party, you go into the election and you're unable to meet the criteria for you to be sustained as a political party. It happened in 2020 when 74 political parties were deregistered just because they were unable to meet up with the requirements as stated in the Constitution. Section 225A of the Constitution provides that in a national election, general election, you should score up to 25% of the general votes that were cast in that election, or in a state election, you win the governorship. No, not the governorship. Either you win a councillorship, you win a chairmanship, or you win a seat in the House of Assembly or in the National Assembly. So these are stated in the Constitution and abiding by the Constitution. If INEC gives you the opportunity to be registered as a political party and you could not meet up with this criteria, then definitely you have to go as a political party.
All right.
And that is the position of the law.
All right.
So INEC, as it is today, have the opportunity, even if the 110 political parties are registered today, after the general election, INEC can still review. They are the registrar of political parties. They have the authority to monitor and oversee the activities of political parties in Nigeria. So they can as well deregister when you do not meet up with the criteria as stated in the Constitution.
From what you're saying, does it look like in 2027 we're going to see another bulky ballots, paper like we saw in 2021 when we had over 2019 rather? Do you see that playing out?
Well, that could play out if the 110 political associations, as they are today, are registered. But if they are not unable to meet up with the requirements for registration as political parties, definitely the ballot will still remain about 19 political parties that we have today.
All right. Many thanks, Agu Okukwe, legal advisor, IPAC. We wish the associations the very best. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Indre.